thermobaric weapon, also known as a fuel-air explosive (FAE) weapon, is a type of explosive that utilizes oxygen from the surrounding air to generate a high-temperature explosion. The term thermobaric comes from the Greek words for heat.
Oh my, I'm alive. And I'm still alive. Still very, very alive. Still very, very still alive. You're watching No Pictures of the Bird, a podcast by Mr. Tapscott, the guy that's richer than you. Joining me as always, Kitty Callahan, representative of this Grand Island Look. Don't forget they murdered penguins. And also Kitty Callahan is richer than you. Tara Bennett, representative by this candle. Don't forget, we're getting married. And also Tara Bennett's richer than you. And also Mr. Tapscott's richer than you. Don't fucking forget. We've got more money than all of you motherfuckers. We've got more money than God. Are you getting used to it yet? Okay, according to Winninger, yeah, the ringleaders of the propaganda, the anti-Tapscott having money and the Turbo Apes having money, propaganda units are gone. Because Couriers have now linked, like, Mr. Tapscott has money equals Couriers have money. Ba-bang. Yeah, true. Because that's exactly what it is. Yeah. You are getting money. We are all getting money. Yeah. Yeah. Why the fuck are we poor? Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah. Yeah, see, no, you don't just want your land back so you can hang out on it. You don't just want, like, fucking, yeah, cool. Can we have, like, Rushcutter's Bay? Can we have Double Bay back? Can the Gadigal people have Double Bay back just so we can hunt fucking wallabies there or some shit? No. You want the fucking land because it's worth trillions of fucking dollars. That's what you want. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Marbo. Yeah, exactly. Like, Marbo won his land rights. And all the Greens are on board. They're like, yeah, sick, we're behind this. Yeah, stop fucking around the Couriers. Fuck you, Big Bunny. And the Couriers whipped around. And this is an extremely fucking simplified version of the story. So I was like, nah, fuck you, Big Bunny. You can't just sweep in and steal my land. I'm going to fight you in the High Court. Wins the action. Wins the action. And then Greens are like, yeah, fuck you, Big Bunny. And like, yeah, Couriers, yeah. The Couriers like, yeah, fuck you, Big Money. Woo, bang. And the Green's like, so what are you going to do with it now? I'm like, well, we're going to mine the shit out of it. Green's like, what? It's like, yeah. Wait. We didn't say we weren't going to mine it. We just said we didn't want Big Mining to steal it from us. We want to mine it. We want the money. Fuckhead. Oh, the Couriers aren't supposed to have money. Oh, fuck you. Yeah, no, Couriers. You're getting rich. You're getting paid. You too, African Americans. I'm rich, bitch. That's it. Yeah, let's play that.
Story. As we all know, Congress recently... Good afternoon. I'm Chuck Taylor. Frank Dobson died last night in his sleep. Our top story. As we all know, Congress recently approved paying over $1 trillion to African Americans as reparations for slavery. Well, today, the first checks were sent out. Wendy Mullen is standing by live in Queens with more. Wendy?
Thanks, Chuck. We're standing here in front of the Olympic Liquor Store in Queens, where scores of African Americans have been lined up for hours. We spoke to a few of them earlier. Ladies, maybe get a word?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. What you broke?
Sir, now that you got your check, do you plan on quitting your job driving this truck?
Truck driver? I ain't no truck driver. I'm a janitor.
Janitor?
That's right, baby. I just bought this truck straight cash. And I got enough cigarettes to last me and my family for the rest of our lives. I'm rich.
So, Chuck, as you can see, it's been a pretty amazing day. Back to you.
Well, these checks aren't just affecting things on Beach Street. Wall Street is having a big day as well. Our financial correspondent, Michael Peterson, is there. Michael, what's happening?
Chuck, a lot of activity, as you can imagine, here on the market. These people are spending money like hotcakes. Get this, Sprint stock has skyrocketed after the news that 2 million delinquent phone bills have been paid just this morning. Incredible. Gold is way up. Diamonds are at their most expensive level ever. Catchphrase around here is certainly bling bling. Oil has dropped to $1.50 a barrel, while chicken shot to $600 a bucket. Amazing news there. Just about everything on the market is up. However, watermelon is surprisingly flat to find many analysts out there. Chuck, get this. 8,000 record labels have been started in the last hour. Incredible. Cadillac announced that they sold 3 million Escalade trucks this afternoon alone. It's incredible, Chuck. These people just seem to be breaking their necks to give this money right back to us. Folks, I am happy to report that the recession is now officially over, and we have nobody to thank but all these black people with their taste for expensive clothes, fancy cars, and of course, gaudy jewelry. Chuck, I can't believe my ears. The news just keeps rolling in here. I've just been told that Fubu is now the world's largest corporation after merging with Kentucky Fried Chicken. Just another amazing development on an already amazing day, Chuck.
Flabbergasting. A truly wild day that none of us will ever forget, no matter how hard we try. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, the crime rate has fallen to 0%. How could that be? Did the Mexicans get money today, too?
Chappelle Show. Chappelle Show. Chappelle Show.
Oh, what happened? What happened to the music? Yeah. Get used to it, spastics. You get used to it too, legends. Yeah. Okay. We have got another cracker of an episode. We're going to continue our takedown. More revelations about Scott Nell that I've only just been made aware of just then. This just in. Scott Nell has actually been fucking around with me. He didn't realize it. He didn't realize but he wasn't targeting me specifically. He thought he was fucking around with someone else, but he's actually fucking around with me. He didn't realize it was the same guy until like fucking just recently, basically. Yeah, and also about the big retailers, because like I was saying yesterday, the SAS, like they've got their hooks fucking into everything. And so they've got their own property, they own businesses, they own everything. Yeah, they've got like media companies, they own like production companies and shit. Yeah, TV shows, record labels, and that's how they're able to like Xerxes and everything. Like yeah, manufacturing, breweries, liquor labels. They can make any product they want, effectively. Yeah, they know how to they can manufacture anything. Yeah, because they're film and television production. So whenever you see like a sketch on like fucking SNL, like that one, like couple of beers, and he's got like a little bump, and it looks like professional, like a product, like it looks real, like a real product that you get off a supermarket shelf. They've got the manufacturing facilities for all of that. The SAS do. They've got makeup studios. They've got costume design departments. That's how they can make like scary homeless dudes jump out at you and things like that. They may not actually be a homeless dude. More often than not, they are. But they can do that. They can make people look injured and shit. If they want to hassle someone, like if they want to send a threat, they can make it look like some guy's got one arm and he'll jump out in front of you and go, look at me, you will lose your arm. You know. Yeah, they'll do shit like that. They'll send someone out who kind of looks like you, but with their leg missing or something like that. And a lot of it's just like smoke and mirrors, prosthetics, like Hollywood. They own all of that shit. They own license plate printing presses. Sort of moment's notice, they can stick any license plate onto any vehicle. Yeah. So if they want to like send a message, and they do this shit to me all the time. Yeah, if they want to freak you out, you know, like my name's Nicholas Frank Tapscott. Just off the top of my head, for example, and maybe they want to say you're evil, Nick Tapscott. So they print a plate that says NFT 666 and stick that on a fucking shitty old car and drive it past like that's you. But they own businesses as well. They own big businesses. And one of those big businesses is Harvey Norman. That's SAS. Now, like I revealed yesterday, the SAS also own governments and terror organizations. Like Hamas. They own Hamas. The SAS are Hamas. Are they exclusively Hamas? Kitty Callahan? Yeah, the SAS, the Australian SAS is exclusively Hamas. Hezbollah is sort of like the rest. Hezbollah is East German Nazis and Swiss Nazis. But Hamas is exclusively, that's the SAS operational in Israel. That's what it is, yeah. That's the Australian SAS. They are Hamas. That's who took over Gaza. Yeah, the Australian SAS has been pulling the strings in Gaza to fuck around with the Israeli government because of anti-Semitism. Yeah, and they wanted to get a foothold in the region. Yeah, they wanted to be a regional player, and then from there, they can liaise with Hezbollah, and they can get there. They really wanted to get their hooks into, and then they were sort of like reverse engineering Iran because they wanted to take control of Iran basically, and then Iran is like actually quite powerful. So if they sneak into Iran via Islam, and Houthi rebels, yeah, then they can like sever trade. They can control everything basically. They can hold the world to ransom. They really are Bond villains. Yeah, they fully are Bond villains. Yeah, yeah. What else can they do from? Yeah, and from Gaza as well. From Gaza, they can by working with. It's easy to work with Swiss Nazis from Gaza, basically, because Gaza is just across the pond from the Mediterranean. And Malta, that's why we nuked Malta. Because Malta were effectively corrupted by Hamas. Yeah. Because they've got that land bridge. So East German Nazis are in Germany. You've got the Swiss Alps, they're obviously Nazis as well. You've got Denmark, you've got Norway. So from there, they've got that land bridge. They've got that connection all the way down to the Middle East. Yeah. Yeah, so that was sort of like the Australian outpost in the Middle East was Hamas, and then Hezbollah was like the Swiss Nazis and the East German Nazis, like the Stasi SS. That was them operational in Lebanon. Yeah, oh, someone just popped. Yeah, oh, who was that? Can you get that? Harvey Norman, executive. Yeah, okay, well, it's actually a bitch. Who else do they own? JB Hi-Fi, that's SAS, and therefore Hamas. JB Hi-Fi is Hamas. JB Hi-Fi is SAS. Yeah. 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 Which is a bit fucked up, really. Yeah, and all their quarrels with Andromeda, they had a problem with because they're at odds with. They still were Aussie. They were Aussie bogans. They were Aussie bogans, and that's what they had a problem with. They didn't like Naruhito. They didn't like Yakuza. They didn't like Andromeda. They didn't like Vicky Brady. They didn't like Optus because Optus were Singapore, so they're Asians. They don't like Asians. They didn't like Vodafone because Vodafone were Malaysian. Did they like Telstra? They did they used to like Telstra, and then Telstra kind of got co-opted by Vicky Brady and Mike Burgess, and they didn't like Mike Burgess of ASIO. No, because he was a pedo. Yeah, even though Justin Drake was a pedo. Why didn't they like Opus Dei? Maybe. Yeah, why were they? Was it just like a rivalry? Yeah, basically. Okay, so it was an ASIO rivalry with the SAS. Yeah. They didn't like ACES because ACES were Opus Dei. Yeah, and so they weren't necessarily on board with all of Opus Dei. Yeah, they didn't want the church to be in charge. Yeah, they wanted the SAS to be in charge, basically. But ACES wanted the church to be in charge. Yeah. Yeah. They didn't like Albo because Albo was Andromeda. Yeah. They didn't like anyone in Albo's cabinet because Albo's cabinet, that was all Inner West Andromeda. They didn't like the state government because Chris Minns was Inner West Andromeda as well. And they wanted to claim it. So they're the Bondi faction. they wanted the Bondi faction to take over the inner west, basically. Yeah, so that's what it was. It was like an east-west rivalry, effectively. They didn't like Eddie Maguire. They didn't like the Collingwood Irish Catholic Nazis because Eddie Maguire was getting too powerful, and that's probably why they didn't like Vicky Brady. Yeah, because she was aligned with Eddie Maguire. That's right. Yeah. Okay. And Mike Burgess to an extent as well. Yeah, because he was aligned with Eddie Maguire as well. Yeah. They didn't really like Melbourne, did they? No. The Australian SAS were in Melbourne, but they didn't really like Melbourne. Yeah, because they didn't have any control down there. That's right. Because that's James McGrath's territory. James McGrath was Australian Signals Directorate. That's right. Yeah. So they had SAS in Melbourne, but they didn't control Melbourne, and that's why they didn't like it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right, so that's it. Right. So yeah, just two of the businesses that they owned were JB Hi-Fi and also Harvey Norman. However, we'll just do this straight off the bat because it's going to make them shit their pants. Overnight. Oh, we've kind of been like we've kind of been sort of like grooming him for a while. Yeah. This guy flipped years ago. So he's probably going to survive. Who knows? If he survives jail, he'll survive. Yeah. Yeah, because we flipped him during the pandemic. We flipped him because if you remember the controversy, where so this is sort of when, like, so they got that 22 million in JobKeeper wage subsidies despite reporting record profits. Yeah. And so around that time, key points of controversy. JobKeeper claim Harvey Norman and its franchises claimed around 22 million in JobKeeper payments designed to support businesses during the pandemic. However, record profits. This occurred as the company reported significantly increased profits, with net profits doubling in the latter half of 2020, up 116%. Because what happened was everyone rushed out and bought like big screen TVs. They wanted to make their houses like really nice and cushy because they had to work from home. So everyone was buying like home theater systems, big screen TVs, awesome computer, like home computer systems, like personal computers, laptops, all that shit. Yeah. So as a result, Harvey Norman went made heaps of cash. Yeah. Labor and others campaigned for the company to return the funds, arguing it was unethical for a profitable business to keep taxpayer-funded money. So that is sort of the beginning of the rivalry between the SAS and Labor. Yeah. But really what it was just like a factional stoush between, it was just the Undrungada. Yeah, it was just the Undrungada getting jealous of the SAS because the SAS scored a payday. And they're like, fuck that. They were basically trying to cock block the SAS's payday. That's all it was. Yeah. So Chairman Jerry Harvey refused to discuss the repayments publicly, citing personal views on the pandemic and JobKeeper, and faced criticism for enjoying substantial dividends while keeping the JobKeeper funds. Now, the reason for that, the reason he kept his fucking mouth shut is because around that time, and this is like maybe a couple of months before Mr. Tapscott wrote the letter to Meredith, ACIC approached Jerry Harvey and said, listen, cunt, we know who you are, we know what you do. We know that you're the SAS, and we know that you're effectively what you're doing is defrauding the Australian taxpayer $22 million. We also know you're Hamas, and we also know that you're a front for a terror organization. And we've got you connected to this many murders. How many murders connected to Harvey Norman? 375,000 worldwide. Yeah, that's connected to them. Yeah, they're connected to. So maybe they provided the intelligence. So maybe they sold someone a TV, and then the TV spied on them, and then they got murdered. Yeah. But all those 7 million murders during the COVID pandemic, Harvey Norman were responsible for many of them. Tens of thousands of them. Because it was like everyone was buying TVs and shit from Harvey Norman. The SAS were in there, like their tech teams were behind their scenes. The Harvey Norman tech team effectively is the SAS tech team. That's who we're fighting right now. They're doing Havana in Europe shit on me right now. Right this split second. Yeah. Yeah. So the ACIC and the handful of good police in the Australian Federal Police contacted Jerry Harvey and said, listen, cunt, and brought him in and said, we've got this on you. Either you flip or we kill you, effectively. Yeah, because you're a terrorist. That's it. Like, yeah. And they did the Henry from Goodfellas, which is like, look, your only hope now, because now the SAS are suspected, like, you've come off the street. They know they must know that you've spoken to police. They suspect you're a rat. So if you don't work with us and you go back out there, you won't have our protection and you'll be dead. They'll kill you. Yeah. So you have to work with us. And he's like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah. And so he flipped. Yeah. And right now, he's being put into protection. Yeah, into protective custody. Yeah. Because he has given statement after statement on all of you Harvey Norman spastics. He's opened the back door for Mossad. Mossad have been in there. 3PLA have been in there. Counter-tagging everything that you fucking losers have been doing. All this JBL shit that you think is your technology, Harvey Norman, that you've been spiking, it's been spying on you. That Amazon Alexa that the SAS stole from my car when I wrote it off on purpose on the way to Bathurst. It's gone to someone's house, and that has been spying on you. Whoever the fuck got it, they're like, yeah, cool. It's been spying on you, you fucking loser. Because you're too arrogant. Yeah, you assume that, like, you didn't assume that a device that you've been using to spy on other people can also be used to spy on you, despite the fact I've said it directly. I've openly said it. I've explicitly said it millions of times. Well, not literally millions, but a bunch of times. It's like, I wonder if, that microphone. Someone took that microphone out of my car and sent it to the United States. It's like, gee, I wonder if a microphone could be used as a listening device. You fucking idiots. And someone, one of you Harvey Norman fucking losers took that Amazon Alexa back to your houses and plugged it in, connected it to your Wi-Fi network, and it's all right, thank you, that's all we needed. And it just went, cooked your whole fucking house, cooked your whole fucking neighborhood. Yeah. And that's what we're gonna play. Google Maps. I don't like losing Mr. Scott. Yeah, I think you meant to say, I don't like losing Mr. Tapscott, so.
A thermobaric weapon, also known as a fuel air explosive, FAE weapon, is a type of.
That's true. For them, not for me. It's very satisfying for me because fuck you. You've been fucking around with me for years and years. You fucking spaz. Fuck you. Yeah. All right. So.
Thanks for showing me your Swiss Army knife. Oh, no. Thanks for letting me rub your hands. Rubbing kiss was X.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, don't even get me started on Canva. I will talk about Canva. We'll do a whole episode on those fucking dogs. The Sydney tech scene is fucking cooked. Yeah, they're all SAS, by the way, as well. Canva is SAS. Atlassian is SAS. Airtasker were SAS adjacent. They didn't like them, though, because Tim Fung was Chinese. Yeah. Who else? Another one of the big ones. Yeah. There was another one in there. Anyway, big Sydney tech companies, Atlassian, at least Canva and Atlassian, they're both SAS. Yeah. So, we established yesterday that Scott Nowell was working in Melbourne as a copywriter between 1999 and 2001. Which means that he was like at the forefront of that East German exchange program, coming in through the dance scene, through the techno scene. That's when he was on the dance floor. He was doing pingers. He was a rich copywriter, up to his neck in cocaine and methamphetamine and speed amphetamine and MDMA and cocaine. I may have said cocaine twice, but anyway, he was in that rave scene. Now, the rave, and that's why around that period the rave scene became ruthlessly competitive because of that drug market. And that's where Scott Nowell was in the dance scene. He was there. Now, he didn't realize it was the same guy, and so what he was doing was he was keeping his eye on the rave scene around the world. And Melbourne had decided, no, the dance scene in Australia belongs to Melbourne. In the same way the East German Nazis in Europe went, no, the dance scene in Europe belongs to Berlin because Berlin is Nazis. That's like the proper Stasi secret police, the SS. They're like, no, this rave scene belongs to us worldwide. And it was happening worldwide as well. They started sending in goons to fuck up. Because technically the rave scene started in Manchester. It was like in the Hacienda, which is related to Joy Division, which is Ian Curtis's. Yeah. Ian Curtis, the lead singer of Joy Division, remember, he got murdered because he could dance. He could do cool dancing while he could sing. And Joy Division was a fuck you to Nazis. And so they murdered him. Now, his record label, the record executives that signed Joy Division and were publishing the records, who were releasing the records, that was a guy called Tony someone. Tony Wilson, that's him. Tony Wilson. That was Tony Wilson. So Tony Wilson he ran a label. Yeah, I think it was Factory Records maybe. Or Factory was the recording studio. But anyway, Tony Wilson spotted Joy Division and signed them. And then he pretty much, when he realized, like, fuck, people are actually trying to kill us, when Ian Curtis got murdered. And so he jumped into bed with organised crime in the United Kingdom. And mixed in there as well were MI5 goons and also MI6 goons. Yeah. And it was very shades of grey, but there were goons everywhere. Yeah. It was like, yeah. And there was like a mini Cold War happening. Yeah. And it was during the Cold War. It was literally during the Cold War. It was like the 70s and 80s. So there's all these, like, yeah, spooky shit happening in there. Like, fucking the KGB had agents in there. The Stasi had secret police in there. And that's why they were trying to cap everyone. But basically, Tony Wilson that's the end. So the Hacienda was a nightclub in Manchester. Became famous during the Manchester years of the 80s and early 90s. Run by record label Factory Records. So that's Joy Division's record label. It opened in 1982 and eventually fostering the Manchester acid house and rave scene in the late 80s. The early success of Factory band New Order, particularly with their 1983 dance hit Blue Monday, helped to subsidize the club even as it lost considerable amounts of money, in part due to the club's embrace of the street drug ecstasy, which drove down traditional club alcohol sales. The club's subculture was noted by the Chief Constable of Merseyside and Greater Manchester as reducing football hooliganism. Crime and financial troubles plagued its later years, and it finally closed in 1997. It was demolished and replaced by apartments. Yeah. Fun fact. The company that decided to demolish it were East German Nazis. Yeah, now in England, 1997. So 7 years after the fall of the Berlin Wall. Yeah. They're like, yeah, cool. We can finally take that. We can finally take it. Get rid of that cultural icon. We'll get rid of that. And now Berghain is the headquarters of raves. Yeah. Who remembers the mega clubs of London like Fabric? Who remembers Ninja Tunes, the label? Yeah, they're all gone. They all got taken down. Yeah. Because around the turn of the century, that's when Scott Now was in 1999 to 2001. That was the big fucking London club scene. That were the big clubs in London. And then after that, one by one, they got picked off. Ninja Tunes got shut down. All of those labels, all of those cool dance labels, like fucking Ministry of Sound. Do you remember that? Yeah, they all got one by one. They got pulled down. One by one, they got pulled down by Nazis. They get targeted and then taken down. And Scott Now was part of that. He was part of that. He was part of that culture. That was him. So the Hacienda survived in its early days because Tony Wilson cozied up. Ian Curtis got murdered, and he's like, oh, fuck. And he realized that he drew a connection between, like, well, we played in Germany, and he's called Joy Division. They fucking got to him because he figured it out. Tony Wilson figured it out. It's like, it was the Nazis. It was East German Nazis. Fuck. Because Manchester's always been a political fucking melting cookie pot as well. There's always been tension there because it's always been like, there's communism there, there's commies there. So it's like, it was kind of like almost the front line for the Cold War. Because it was never that rich. And then you've got Buckingham Palace that's sort of in the south. Manchester's working class. Yeah, there's all this tension. Yeah, so football hooliganism, because you got Manchester United, and you got Manchester City. Yeah, and it's all working class. Yeah, football, like soccer, that's working class sport. And so there's always been that tension between the Royals in the south, King's Landing in London. There's always been tension between London and Manchester for that reason. Yeah, there's been shootings and riots and stuff in Manchester before. Yeah. It's always been like commies versus royals, basically. Yeah. And so in there, and then that's when, like, in the Cold War, you got East Germany, they were like Nazis, and then they got taken over by the Soviet Union. They were like, okay, well, we're commies now. But basically, it's just the same. It's just like, well, we just changed it's like, instead of shooting people for having the wrong ideas about Nazism, now it's having the wrong ideas about communism. They're the same. They're exactly the same. It's just a secret police force that will shoot you for thinking the wrong thing and listening to the wrong music. Yeah. Yeah. But it's the same. It's just totalitarian. That's the only difference. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only difference. Yeah. Spastics. Yeah. So Tony Wilson jumps into bed with crime. The rave scene starts there. But then, yeah, like I've just been saying, like the East German techno scene gets in there. Wall comes down. It's just like they're starting to leak in. They're starting to leak in through the drug scene because drugs are illegal, obviously, MDMA. They're in there, like, they're pretending to be criminals. They're in there. They're drug dealers and stuff. They're in the crime scene. You got Albanians and stuff like that. They're actually just a front. They're all spies for the KGB. They're all giving information to the KGB. They're all giving information to the Stasi. They're murdering people. The rave scene becomes hot property now for all the gangsters because they realize how much fucking money they can make. Because, yeah, everyone's buying fucking, like, everyone's buying pingers and stuff and not booze. And it becomes like a massive, like, hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah. Fuck, it's popping off out there. Fuck you, Harvey. And JB Hi-Fi. Yeah, so comes big money, especially in Melbourne. Because Melbourne's decided, okay, so Sydney is sunshine and beaches. Melbourne is nightclubs and bars and pubs. That's Melbourne. Melbourne is cold. It's nighttime. It's a nighttime city. We run the nighttime economy. Sydney is the daytime. It's sunny. It's beaches and surf and the daytime economy and surf lifesavers and all that shit. Suntan and six-pack abs and all that garbage. The gay scene, yeah. It's gay guys getting shredded and prancing around. Like, yeah. That shit. So as a result, the Melbourne drug market becomes massive, and it always kind of been controlled by painters and dockers. And this is when painters and dockers start to lose control of it. Because the Undrunga get in there with their nightclubs and their fucking... The painters and dockers don't know how to do... They know how to do standover. They know how to do robberies and fucking bash... They know violence. They know that stuff. They're bikies. But they don't necessarily know the finer points of running restaurants and running nightclubs and things like that. But the Undrunga do. So they kind of get their hooks in there then. And the Nazis do as well. And so they're in there as well. So the Nazis start flooding into Melbourne. Scott now is on that scene. And he's sort of been recruited by them quietly. He doesn't necessarily know he's working with them. And he's also been recruited by the SAS. And this is around the time the SAS start aligning with these German Nazis. Because they're at odds with Undrunga. And they're at odds with bikies. And so they start keeping an eye nationwide of what's going on in the rave scene. And that's where Mr. Tapscott enters the story. Because this is where Mr. Tapscott cut his teeth on the dance floor. The rumble parties. So there was a nightclub called Cargo. It had 4 parties. So every Friday night, there'd be a party. There'd be rumble. There'd be something else. But anyway, they all started with R. One was a gay night. One was a drummer bass party. One was a hip hop party. One was like the techno party, the house music party. Yeah, 4 R's, right? Yeah, Benny Raw. Yeah, he's still alive. Fucking hell. Yeah. So that's where Mr. Tapscott cut his teeth on the D floor. I was taking heaps of pingers and stuff. I just moved to Adelaide, and I knew that being a bogan it was not getting me laid. Being a metalhead, I was always a metalhead, was not getting me laid. And so like, right, well, I need to find a genre that's both appealing to women, but still has that raw power, that raw space magic power. You grab it. And that's what trauma bass was. Yeah, because that really fucking dark jungle, that's effectively heavy metal of the dance scene. And so Mr. Tapscott was in there getting fucking cooked, getting super high. And Kitty Callahan was watching me going, fuck at this guy. Yeah. And I was, taking heaps of pingers and taking heaps of fucking, they're saying tell the story, all right? Yeah, taking heaps of pingers, taking heaps of acid, because that's Kitty Callahan's thing. And pingers, that's Tara Bennett's thing. And I'm there on the dance floor just like, yeah, fucking sick. Yeah. Getting cooked. You get in there at like 10. Your pinger kicks in at 11. You hit the dance floor at 11:30 midnight, and then you dance until 5 a.m. And then it's like, you still out, fuck. And then pass out. Yeah. But it was sick. It was fucking awesome. Yeah. Now, yeah, they want me to tell the story. So one night, I went there. I don't think it was even a ruckus or a rumble or whatever, but I was just out clubbing. I was like, let's get some pingers. Like, yeah, cool. And let's get some pingers. I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, so let's find a dealer. You ask around. That's all you have to do, really. It's like, anyone know where to get some pingers? Oh, yeah, this guy. Yeah, cool. Obviously, no one suspects you're a cop because you look like I'm a skinny fucking 21-year-old. Like, I'm wasted. All right, he's not a cop. Yeah. At that stage, plainclothes police just look like cops. Yeah, it was just like they just wear like t-shirts with collars, like "G'day, fellow kids." Definitely not a police officer here. Anyone know where I can get some of the ecstasy pinger tablets? I want the standard dose, please. The slightly less than non-lethal dose. That's how I like to rock and roll party. No, yeah. But Mr. Tapscott, obviously, he's a bogan trying to forge his way into the dancing. And so I find this drug dealer. He's like, yeah, cool. I got these caps. Just they got PMA in them though, so just watch out. Like, all right, whatever. I didn't even know what that meant. Apparently, PMA is like super strong MDMA, effectively. Yeah, Tarvin is like 10 times the strength of MDMA. All right, whatever. Down the hatch, going. Fade to black. And I'm in the bar, like, yeah. Fade to black, like, and then I'm just like, it's like. Next thing I know, I'm sitting in my apartment, and all I know, I don't even know I'm in my apartment. All I know is that I'm sitting there in front of a telephone, and the phone's ringing. Hello. It's like, oh yeah, is this Nick? I'm like, yep. Yeah. Who's this? Like, you don't remember who this is, do you? I'm like, no. Well, do you remember you said that you were having a fucking sick party at your house? And everyone should come around. Is that still on? I'm like, hang on. Yeah, I think so. I look around, I'm like, I'm in my apartment and it's just fucking packed with people. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, you don't even know who I am. I'm like, no. I was saying, like, oh, fuck. And it was like all these strangers are partying in my apartment. My housemates was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, that's like 40 people in there. This little one better. Yeah. Yeah, like, oh fuck. I just blacked out. Apparently when I'd blacked out, in that blackout phase, I was the coolest party guy in the universe. Yeah, fucking woo, high-fiving everyone. It's like, yeah, everyone's back to mother. Yeah, woo, Tapscott, yeah, this guy. And then I started sort of, that fucked with my head, man. It did. It really fucked with my brain. I kept like, do you like drum and bass? Like, yes. I just asked you that, didn't I? I was like, yes. I kept asking me the same fucking question to get it in because I couldn't remember it. I couldn't remember what happened like 2 minutes ago. But anyway, it was a cool night. It was a fun night. Yeah. So that's I was doing that type of shit. That was when I was like 19 or 20 or something. But yeah. And that was around the same rumble period. Yeah. Yeah, so that was cool. And then so that club night was on the radar, put that club, Cargo Club, and the Rumble crew on Scott Nowell's radar, specifically Scott Nowell, because he's now been recruited. Because as an agency copywriter, he's not just Stasi Secret Police, he's SAS. He's juiced into the SAS, and so they're kind of they've put the propaganda in his head. Oh, you're like the police force. You're like Australia's secret police force. Not a secret police force. You're like Australia's police. That's a secret. You mean like secret police? Like, no. There's no extrajudicial killings, right? Committed by secret police force. No. What? No, it's killings that are judicially extra, and they're a secret because they're committed by a police force that no one knows about, which we don't say anything about because it's no, they're not secret police. They're not murders committed by a secret police force. No, that's not what it is. What are you talking about? Anyway, we're Australians. How can we know? Aussies, Anzacs, diggers, CSS. So that's it. It's all right, cool. So now he's empowered himself to like spy on people, and so Rumble gets a name for itself because it's like and there's media coming up now. You've got Mixed Mag, you've got the internet. It's like the internet. It's like you've got like rave safe setting up websites and stuff, and like forums. Yeah, you got chat groups and shit, like all that jazz. You got all that shit. Yeah, and it's kind of the internet is sort of like half underground still. It's like half underground and it's half above ground. Like it's not corporate yet. And so people are always, oh yeah, watch out for these pingers with the fucking red Mitsubishis are the best. Like, yeah, make sure you get some of them. They're like comparing acid, like stuff like that. So it's they're a network set up that he can chat from easily. Does he even travel to Adelaide? Okay, apparently he turns up to Adelaide. Yeah, to go partying and just to suss out the scene. It's like, all right, who's in here that we can fucking take down? Yeah. He didn't see me. No, he didn't. Okay, and we didn't cross paths then. No. So he didn't know who I was then. Yeah. But he was about to find out who I was. Because through the Rumble crew, so Rumble got shut down. Yeah, they shut it down. Due to pressure put on them by Scott Nowell. Yeah, so all those Rumble DJs started to get stood over and started getting threats, like quiet threats, sneaky threats. Yeah. 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 And that kind of blocked their ascension as well. Because they're like, well, we're famous DJs. Yeah, we should be playing like fucking warehouse parties and shit like that. We should be playing like big arenas. Yeah. And the SAS swooped in and said, don't do that. Nah, fuck you. Don't do it. Yeah. Yeah. They started clamping down. Yeah. Partially because they wanted to. Yeah. And they were sort of doing it because they knew if they clamped down on that, if they clamped down on raves, they'd be clamping down on the drug scene. This is partially, and the police were sort of on board for this reason. It's like, well, if we clamp down on raves, we're clamping down on the drug scene, and therefore taking money out of the bikies' pockets and reducing their level of control over the city of Adelaide. Because Adelaide had always been run by the bikies. The mafia were in there, but they weren't the controlling faction. And the East German Nazis kind of wanted the Adelaide mafia to get bigger and bigger. And I was on that mafia's radar. Yeah. So they were kind of like, all right, well, let's get in here and try and control the drug scene, control the rave scene. And so they suppressed Rumble. So they put enough pressure on them and started making threats and things like that. Made it harder and harder to throw their parties. They started threatening the club owner, Larry. They started making threats against him. It's like, yeah, like you're for us, like you'll shut it down if you know what's good for you, that type of thing. Yeah, basically. Yeah, so now there was a bit of a spotlight on Adelaide. Because Adelaide is actually capable. Like fucking Jimmy Barnes is from Adelaide. Paul Kelly's from Adelaide. Adelaide's capable of producing musicians. It's just not capable of like, you can't get famous in Adelaide. Like if you want to have a career, it's capable of producing the talent, but then that talent has to go somewhere else if it wants to get big. Yeah. If you want to be like Sia, I think Sia's from Adelaide. Sia, SIA Sia, the singer. She's originally from Adelaide, but she's no one until she goes to London, and then she's like a huge songwriter. Fun fact, she's also a stupid cunt. Yeah. And she is an East German. Yeah, she's Nazi. Yeah, Nazi as shit. Yeah. Silicon Valley grade feminist Nazi. Yeah, look at that, pictures of a bird. Fucking hell. Yeah, so she's a pictures of a bird fat chick, effectively, these days. Yeah. Yeah. Big time. Yeah, fuck that. Anyway, that's it. So, Adelaide now has a bit of like scrutiny. It is now under scrutiny. Adelaide's now under a little bit of scrutiny, kind of globally as well. Because back in East Germany, they're like, right, we'll take over the rave scene because that's how we're going to infiltrate. We'll indoctrinate a bunch of kids this way, and it's a great way for us to get in there because it's outlaw. And this is how we can circumvent the local authorities. Because we can come in there, we can get into the rave scene, we can indoctrinate people, we can cultivate Stasi agents, we can spread propaganda, and all under the noses of the local authorities because it's all underground. It's an underground network. We can do it, and we can help finance ourselves. We can help finance our local operations with illicit drugs that we will help smuggle them in through our networks, right? Because now they've got so they've got since the fall of the Berlin Wall, so now they're dealing drugs in the United Kingdom. They're dealing drugs throughout Western Europe. They're almost in charge. They're dealing drugs. They're running cocaine, especially cocaine. They're making a shit ton of that. They've got their hooks into Amsterdam, that scene. They're all about that shit. But worldwide now they're proliferating their ideology and their intelligence networks. Their tentacles are coming through the rave scene. And one of those tentacles is now wrapped its way around via Scott Nell, has wrapped its way around Adelaide. Yep. So the Melbourne dance scene as well. The Melbourne dance scene is now effectively trying to stand over the Adelaide dance scene, and they just kind of want it dead. So if you're from Adelaide, you'll cop attitude from Melbourne. Yeah, they'll try and kill you. They will. If you're a big up and coming DJ from Adelaide, they'll try and kill you. Yeah, either through gangsters, and the Melbourne gangsters are in there as well now. So this is like Carl Williams and that drug scene. This is around the time. This is sort of like they're setting the ground, setting the fucking scene as well for the Melbourne gangland murders. So this is when Carl Williams and fucking Tony Mockbell and the Morans are Irish Catholic Nazis from Collingwood. Melbourne northern suburbs are Irish Catholic Nazis. Chopper Reed, all those guys, they're fucking going crazy. They're fucking selling a shit ton of cash. They're selling a shit ton of pingers and making the equivalent of hundreds of millions of dollars. They're ridiculously rich from this trade. And so they've got an investment now in suppressing the bikie factions in Adelaide and the dance scene in Adelaide. Yeah. So if someone in the dance scene in Melbourne wants you dead, if you're like a big up and comer on the dance scene, all they have to do, because there's so many gangsters floating around now dealing drugs, they just have to can I get 100 pingers, please? And 10 grams of coke, and also, can you take care of a problem for me? And they go, yeah, sure, no worries. I'll make a couple of calls, and then that's it. Done, easy. Yeah, they either disappear or they just get murdered. And at that time, they didn't have the fucking. Yeah, they get a hot shot. It's easy to do. Yeah, and all the moral panic now around MDMA is MDMA causes overdoses. Yeah, you could die. You could die if you take too many pingers. And they're kind of in there going, yeah, sick. And then that gives them the opportunity. It's he was on pingers and he died. So took 3 pingers in a weekend and then heart stopped. What can you do? Yeah. Easy. It's fucking easy. Yeah. So Mr. Tapscott is a very young, fresh-faced, very naive party kid who really just wants to get high and meet a fucking nice lady. He was dating Natalia Cott at the time, but she was not into any of this dance shit. She was always at home, and so he was sort of out there on his own doing it. He had a girlfriend at home, but he wasn't reading that much. But he was about to start. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, when I turned 21, I dumped Nat, and then I started banging heaps of fucking hot girls in the scene, and then that put me on many other radars as well. Yeah, I was working at cafes though, and that put me on the Adelaide Mafia radar, and I was on the East German Nazi radar for that reason. And I was also living in Geezer Palace, which is a house in the middle of the CBD that I mentioned before. So I was living here. Yeah, so that's Adelaide. Yeah, so that's where I live there. Cargo Club, where Cargo Club, where they had Rumble and Ruckus and stuff was actually just here. Yeah, so that's it there. So that used to be the World's End Hotel, I think. Yeah, at that corner there, that's where Cargo Club used to be. Yeah, obviously they tore it down. Yeah, the university took the land. Yeah. But this is where I lived, in this house. And then in that backyard there, so you could actually go this way. So yeah, in there. Yeah, in that backyard there where those trees are, we would throw fucking sick techno parties. So that's right, it's my 21st birthday. So my 21st birthday, I'm like, right, we've got Geezer Palace. It's a big old house. Yeah. He was a cocksucker. Yeah, now I'm being filled in on all the douche shards. Yeah, who descended on me once I started throwing parties. Yeah. So when I was 20, I threw my 21st birthday. So I'd been dancing at Ruckus, or Rumble, sorry. I'd been dancing at Rumble and having a great time, and it was just some kid on the scene. And then for my 21st birthday, I was like, well, let's throw a fucking sick rave at this fucking Geezer Palace. Because we had a big backyard, had a huge shed. Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah. Yeah. Had a big backyard, had this huge shed. And this episode is just going to turn into nostalgia about Mr. Tapscott. But anyway. And so we set up decks and we threw a sick party there and we made it free. And because we're on Hindley Street, we're just off Hindley Street. So that was like sort of the nightclub scene anyway. And so we actually pulled business away and it fucking went off. It absolutely fucking exploded. Yeah, and it was like went fucking crazy. It was the sickest party. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Kitty Cat was like, that was fucking. Everyone's like, yeah, that was fucking sick. But that put me on the radar of Scott Now. He didn't realize it was Mr. Tapscott. He didn't realize it was Nick Tapscott. He just like, there's a new party crew. They're throwing parties in a house. After I've just shut down that fucking Ruckus, or that Rumble. After I've just shut down Rumble, now there's a new one popping up. Fuck. Yeah, because he was in Melbourne. So he worked in Melbourne until 2021. And that's when I did that. And he heard about it. Yeah. He's like, fucking shut that down. And then from that party, I met a guy called Connor Burt.
I remember drinking at the dam.
Yeah, so Connor Burt, he was on the scene as well, and he approached me. He was working at Cargo where they used to have Rumble, and he approached me and said, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead now. Yeah, not because we killed him, because they murdered him. Yeah, someone else murdered him. Yeah, that guy. Yeah." Yeah. So he's on the scene. He was working at Cargo Bar where they used to have Rumble, and he was like Mr. Tapscott, nostalgic for the old Rumble parties because they were fucking sick. And he turned up. He turned up to, and so did a bunch of other people. Local club scenes. There's bars and clubs and stuff around everywhere. And the drum and bass scene, we actually did have like a little bit of a crew. It was like, oh yeah, cool. Foo, I know that guy. Yeah, Benny K, I know that guy is a local drug dealer and stuff. And so he goes to me like, well, you threw a sick party at your house and I want to throw sick parties. I want to put drum and bass back on at Cargo. So let's do a drum and bass night at Cargo. And so me and him came up with Ruckus. Now, I kind of I helped coordinate the DJs and stuff. He came up with the name Ruckus. But what happened in the background is that Scott Nell he activated his fucking Stasi Secret Police network and said, no, whoever fucking threw that Geezer Palace party, because that's what they were called. They were called the Geezer. We called it Geezer Palace, and they became the Geezer Palace parties. He's like, no, whoever threw that Geezer Palace parties, I don't want them anywhere near the fucking dance scene. Like, fucking suppress them. And so that's when people started turning up to the parties. Like, and we had 5 of them. We threw 5 parties, and they kind of went like, the first one was amazing. The second one was amazing. The third one flopped because the suppression got out there, and everyone got behind it as well. So don't go to that guy's parties. He's the Brewster from Chibo. He's a fucking cunt. Yeah, he thinks he's awesome. Yeah. And people started turning up to I'm looking for a guy called Nick. Who's Nick? Do you know where Nick is? I'm like, I'm Nick. Like, yeah. Well, I'm just here to say your party's shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. People were coming out of the woodwork trying to find me specifically. Like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. And like gossip's going around. And when I'm working at Ruckus, they're like, oh, no, you don't have, like, no, Ruckus is Connor, and that's it. It's like, no, I'm working on Ruckus as well. So you don't even work on it. I was like, I'm taking half the money. I've been taking half the money the whole time. Like, yeah, because what was happening in the background is the Stasi Secret Police were going around, fucking commissioned by Scott Nell, his network. So like, no, you don't run parties. And just like whatever I said, it's like, that's not true. No, he didn't. He didn't throw parties at Geezer Palace. He didn't run Ruckus. He didn't put a dancer on a Ruckus. He didn't have any ideas. Like, he didn't do anything. Yeah. And anything that he says to the contrary is lying. He's a liar, and he lies. And that's where, when my CV went out, and I was like, oh, that's what went around Melbourne. So, oh, it's all lies. But the thing was about the CV, because that was the line that I was spinning. Oh, it's all lies. He didn't go to uni. Yeah. That was them. He didn't go to uni. He doesn't go to uni. He didn't go to uni. That was Scott Nell. He didn't study communications. No. But that's the thing. Like, he couldn't claim, because I had the fucking certificate. There were too many witnesses there. He did award school. He stood out. He had a leather jacket on. Like, you can't. There are too many eyewitnesses that said, no, a guy with a leather jacket turned up to award school and did award school. And that's that same barista. Yeah. And it's like too many eyewitnesses saw me working at Chivas. No, we saw him on the fucking coffee machine. Like, he is a barista. Yeah. The uni stuff, it's like, yeah, but if you look at it, just takes like you just need to Google it once. Like, you just need to make one phone call to Uni SA and go like, can you check your records? Did a guy called Nick Tapscott attend between 1999 and 2005? So, oh yeah, here's his transcript, and it's got like all the subjects I did on it. Yeah, yeah. But in the dance scene, yeah, he still, because it got murky. It's like, well, who did this and who's in the crew and who's not in the crew. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it was like a record label. Who knows what goes on behind the scenes? So you can easily make claims like that. It's like, yeah. Like, Ronnie Wood was in the Rolling Stones, but he just sort of didn't do anything. He just kind of played drums. Like, the real songwriter was fucking Mick Jagger. Like, he was the real one. You know, you could easily make that claim. And if it's happening in the fucking 70s, like, what are you going to do? Like, so, well, there's no evidence. Like, who knows what happens? Who knows what was happening in the studio? So it's easy to kind of suppress. Like, Nick Tapscott knows nothing about dance music. The other thing that fucked them up was because they had everyone convinced, like, I was a liar that had nothing to do with Ruckus, and I had nothing to do with the Geezer Palace parties, and I was a liar. They had successfully delivered that message around Rockville Street, and they were aided by local mafia, and I dropped it up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was just a drug fuck loser, and that was it. Yeah. Yeah. Also, a couple of femos jumped to the bandwagon. A couple of girls who I had sex with, like, and then didn't call. Like, why don't you're my boyfriend now? I was like, what? No, I'm not your boyfriend. We had sex once. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, yeah. I hate you. Yeah. So they jumped to, no, yeah, cool. So they're happy to spread it around as well. Yeah. But when I joined I'm Gonna Fucking Kill You, and I started booking all the shows, and the thing that I did at the Grace Darling, I got all the credit for that. They're like, that was Nick Tapscott, the local promoter. He did that. Yeah, and I booked, like, I took I'm Gonna Fucking Kill You for being like just nothing. Like, it was Dave and Russell. Dave and Russell had been looking for a drummer for 2 years. I was in the band for a month, and suddenly we went from being like just two guys in a fucking in the Smacky Flats, like just fucking around on their guitars, to a band playing gigs and like selling out clubs around town. And I was getting all the credit for doing all the bookings. Yeah, so I was booking us at like Rocket Bar, the hottest club in town, and selling it out. Yeah. So it's very hard that all of those he's lying. He didn't really do it. All of those arguments are starting to look like, well, look at all this evidence in the contrary. We've got countless eyewitnesses that saw him on a stage, like smashing the drums. You know. Yeah, there was a ruckus. We threw a Milo party, and like Connor brought in like another dude because he needed the venue. The guy was in Connor's ear going, I fucking hate Nick Tapscott. He reckons he's sick at throwing parties, but he's shit. I could throw a party. Fuck that guy. I fucking hate him. And he was actually Yakuza connected and so Nazi that way. Yeah, he's like Tets. Yeah, this guy called Tets. He's like, yeah, fuck you, Nick Tapscott. I fucking hate you. Yeah. Yeah, and they're like, he reckons he threw a rave and that's bullshit. Nah, you had nothing to do with that. That rave was shit. Yeah, you've got nothing to do with it. Yeah, nothing to do with it. And all these DJs coming out of the woodwork going like, you didn't pay me. Yeah, nothing to do with it. Like, well, what the fuck? I did pay you. Yeah, and fuck off. And it's like, you said I was going to get paid double. Like, no, I didn't say that at all. And fuck you. Yeah. And then like one bitch turned up to my house and she housed it and it's like, no, fuck off. She's calling me like, if it wasn't one thing, it was another. You said I could do the lighting. Like, no, I didn't. I did not say that. She's like, I've got the voicemail. She was one of the Stasi. That was her thing. Yeah. She was Stasi. So she's dead now. They killed her. Good. Because she fucking sucked. She was Stasi secret police. Zertzism specialist. She's like, yeah, you know how you like being a bitch and manipulating people? How about you do that semi-professionally for like a government agency? She's like, yeah, sick. So she starts targeting me. She latches onto me. Yeah. You know, it's like, oh yeah, you said my brother can DJ. That means you have to let me DJ too. Like, no, it doesn't. What are you talking about? So okay, you can share a set with him. He can play for half an hour and you can play for half an hour, but you're splitting a set. DJ, yeah. She's like, okay, cool. And I'm like, DJs get paid $50 an hour. So she comes and plays for half an hour. It's like, okay, here's your pay, $25. So what? He said DJs get paid $50. I'm like, no, I didn't. I said they get paid $50 an hour. You played for half an hour. You get paid $25. So fuck yeah, just ran. Goes low. How come talking this? You hate women, sexist, blah blah blah. Just like yeah. And then I was like, all right, fuck it, yeah. All right, fine. I'll give you $25 if it means I didn't say these words, but it was like I meant it. Yeah. She knew that this is what I meant. So I'll give you $25 if it ends this conversation. And what I meant by that was like, if I never have to speak to you again, I'll pay you $25. All right. And she knew that's what I meant. She went, oh. So, all right, will that get you to shut the fuck up? If I just give you $25? And she's like, yeah, okay, that's worth it for me. Yeah, that's worth it for me. That's a fair price for that outcome. I'll pay you $10,000 if I never see you again. Fuck you. Yeah. Yeah. And she was all sheepish. Here's your money. So, what are you going to do today? It's like, don't know, I haven't decided yet. Bang, slam the door in her face. Yeah. Stupid bitch. Yeah. In the meantime, Giza Palace House is now being because of those parties. That's put me on a radar. And nerds are starting to infiltrate the house. One fuckstick moves in and decides it's my house. So Nick Tapscott, I tell you what to do. And he'd like go into the lounge room, take all the shit, all the rubbish, get all the garbage, and just chuck it in my room. What the fuck are you doing? It's like, that's all yours. No, it's not. I don't buy that. I don't read the fucking newspaper. It's like, well, I say it's yours, and so it's yours. Because someone was in his ear going, suppress Nick Tapscott. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, I'm going to let my friend move in. I'm like, okay. Does she understand that we're all dudes and this is a dude's house? It's like, yeah. And then as soon as she gets in, she's like, all right. Yeah. Immediately. It's like, nah, like, Nick, you're marrying my friend. I'm like, no, I'm not. She's like, I fucking hate you. And starts being a bitch. I'm like, all right, get the fuck out. Yeah. She's a stupid. She's dead too now. They murdered her. Yeah. James Walker, who I live with, they murdered him too. Yeah. Yeah. We can find out. They murdered him during the pandemic. This guy. Yeah. James Walker. Yeah. So he was a character. I'm not going to talk too much about him because he was a whole thing. Yeah, he was a whole thing just on his own. But yeah, he was like both working for them and being suppressed by them. Because that's the thing. Like, if you're a star, like the KGB are a nightmare if they're targeting you. But if you're inside them, they are the fucking worst. Because the worst place you can possibly be. Because then everyone hates you. Like, if you're a KGB agent, the KGB are suppressing the shit out of you, and also the CIA are trying to kill you. Like, so it's even worse. It's even worse for you. And that's what was happening to him. So he was doing favors for them, and at the same time, they were suppressing him. And so he was like, fuck. Like, he was just super frustrated. Like, they'd cock block him constantly. They wouldn't let him get laid. Yeah. Try and, like, talk him down, tell him how stupid he is and shit he is. Like, no matter what he did, it wasn't good enough. And then in the end, he was, like, studying, like, 80 hours a week because he was so insecure about it. And they were constantly trying to drag him down. It's like, you're not that smart. And he was like, fuck you, and study harder. And then that would make him fucking loopy, effectively. And then he'd come home and yell at me and Cooper, my housemate, my stoner housemate. Yeah. Yeah. So they looked at him and went, all right, you're not in the SAS. You're not in the Andromeda because you're not in fucking Hospo. Yeah, you don't have any friends left. Yeah, you're not in any faction, basically. You're not Andromeda. You're not SAS. And this is because he was in Melbourne. You're not ASD. You're not ASIO. You're not any of them. You're not ASIS. You're not ASIS. You're not Opus Dei. You're not even Jewish Israeli. So you're not even being protected by Mossad. And yeah, like, you didn't. At that stage, you know, yeah, during the pandemic. Same with Connor. Exactly the same thing happened. If you're just some guy, if you're not being protected by someone, if you're not in it's like, oh, he's with us. If there's no organization there going like, he's with us. That's why Mr. Tapsco had to play along with so many different factions. Because in the SA, like, ASIO aren't touching me because the SAS are saying he's with us. You know, the SAS aren't touching me because the fucking the CIA are saying he's with us. Like Joe Biden, in the White House, is saying he's with us. You know? And it's just like the Three Stooges, like, they're all clamoring on at the same time. Yeah. So that was Scott Nell of the Monkees. Now, he didn't click that I was the same guy until he read the CV and he's like, wait, I'm going to fucking kill you. Award school. What is the actual wording I used here? Yeah, so this is what fucked him up because his line had always been. Nick Tapsco is a liar. Whatever he says isn't true. But on this CV, that's true. Plenty of witnesses. Yeah, because that was the thing. He's like, oh, I'll kill this guy because he did award school, and then whipping around going like, kill this guy because he's saying he did award school but didn't kill him, but didn't do it. It's like, wait, which one is it? You want us to kill him because he did do award school? Or you want us to kill him because he didn't do award school? So. What are you saying, Scott? He's like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Kill this guy because he did award school. Wait, but yesterday you said we should kill him because he didn't do award school. Did he do award school or he didn't do award school? Ah, fuck. And then there's enough witnesses like, no, you did it. Yeah, no, Ben Coulson's going around saying we should kill him because I met him at award school. And then Scott Nell saying like, but he didn't do award school. He's lying. It's like, well, hang on. No, we're confused. Yeah, we're confused, Scott. Yeah, so the SAS, to their credit, it's like, well, you can't argue that maybe he didn't do that well in award school, but he definitely did award school. Yeah. And there are enough, there are enough witnesses to say that, no, definitely did award school. There are enough witnesses to say, like, yeah, not that many people knew me. Like, they didn't have many connections to communications. UniSA, yeah. but enough witnesses where they say, like, oh yeah, and because this is a demonstration as well. This is product demo. So well, clearly he can write. So maybe he's okay. This is a fairly strong indication that he has studied professional writing. Yeah, enough people. Yeah, I was literally like publicly visible on the street at these cafes. Like people, I was famous for working at them. Everyone knew the barista from Arcadia and Distant Post. I worked at Alkiston, and there are enough witnesses to say that I worked there. All of that is true because all of those people were saying, yeah, because Karen had been out on the street saying, I work with Nick Tapscott at Clemenjet and I fucking hate him. And so that, again, so he can't say he didn't work at Clemenjet because Karen Quinn's out there saying, that guy worked at Clemenjet and that's why I fucking hate him. Yeah. So all of this is true and undisputable. Yeah, IGF, yeah, I'm going to fucking kill you. That's undisputable. Yeah, while studying, I tried my hand at club promotion. When he read this, while studying, I tried my hand at club promotion. I've run about 60 individual events, including raves, house parties, and rock and roll pub shows. It never made me rich, but it was a super fun, happy way to pay some bills and drink free beer. Some of the skills even stuck, and so did some of the beers. To my waistline, that is. And then it was that line, and then this, where I talk about the problem. The letters IGFKY, my band's name, stand for I'm gonna fucking kill you. Most people in the Adelaide music scene reacted in the same way you just have and wrote us off as being dumb bogan metal. Solution: sign us up to the local folk music open mic under the pseudonym I Want to Hug and Kiss You and force people to listen. This would also communicate the core brand value of we're punk rock and we don't care. Result: everyone loved it and we take it more seriously from then on. After this, we were booked to support the band Die Die Die, who also loved it. So much in fact that made us their number one most famous friend and told everyone they knew in Australia how awesome we were. And then nothing happened, so I moved to Melbourne. Yeah. So when he read that, he's like, that's the same fucking guy. That's the same fucking guy. And that's when, yeah. So they were already trying to kill him before that. Then after he read that, he's like, yeah, trying to kill me. Yeah, he's like, fuck that guy. Yeah, and suppressing me and doing whatever he could. Yeah, effectively. So that only took 1 hour and 20 minutes to say. But that is my connection. That is an extra revelation of how Scott Nell, the East German Stasi secret police connection, embedded in the Australian SAS, who is also Hamas, was trying to suppress and or murder Mr. Tapscott. Very thorough, says Kitty Guy. Thanks, Kitty. Love you, Mr. Tapscott. Love you too. Yeah. So, but we've got more cocksmokers to expose. I'm going to take a leak.
Jews, homosexuals, Mexicans, Arabs, and all kinds of different chanks stink, and I hate it.
I noticed you referred to African Americans. What exactly is your problem?
How much time you got, buddy? Where would I start? Well, first of all, they're lazy, good-for-nothing tricksters, crack-smoking swindlers, big butt-having, wide-nosed, breathing all the white man's air. They eat up all the chicken. They think they're the best dancers, and they stink. Did I mention that before?
Yes, I believe you did, sir.
Matter of fact, my friend Jasper told me one of them coons came by his house to pick his sister up for a date. He said, look here, that there's my girl. Anyone has sex with my sister, it's going to be me.
You've never left this property, have you, Mr. Bixby?
No, sir, not in many years.
What if I were to tell you that you are an African American?
Sir, listen, I'm going to make this clear. I'm in no way, shape, or form involved in any of them. You understand?
Yes, sir, but...
But nothing. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a book signing to go to. Why don't you bring your media cameras over there if you want to see some real truth?
And Clayton Bixby, black white supremacist, ventured out into an unsuspecting world.
That's actually Kitty Callahan Space Magic saying that's you, Mr. Tapscott, because you're in that white supremacist world. But you're a black guy, and you didn't realize you're being suppressed. They fucking hated you, and you didn't realize. And you were trying to be one of them. You were trying to work in advertising, and you were trying to be in the rave scene, and you were trying to be an undrunketed dude working in a restaurant. But they all fucking hated you because you're a black guy. You didn't realize it. You thought, yeah, you're blind. Yeah. I'm fully on board for the East German agenda. Yeah, but really, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm a Jew. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about this bitch. Yeah. Tara Ford. She has been trying to murder Mr. Tapscott. She's been trying to murder Kitty Callahan since 2007. She's been trying to murder Tara Bennett since 2003. Really? 2003? You were like 13 in 2003. What the fuck? Through SAS, yeah. Fucking hell. 2003, Tara, the 13-year-old girl, the cute 13-year-old blonde lady, somehow got on. How the fuck did that happen, Tara Bennett? Through her father, basically. Yeah, so Tara Ford. Because Tara Ford was in the UK in 2003. How the fuck did she hear about you back then? Did you do something in school? Yeah, you wrote a story in school. Tara Ford read it. Oh, yeah. Were you working for ABC Radio in 2006? Yeah. And so that's how you got into, because you wrote something. Yeah. Okay. So you did something cool in high school. You won a prize or something. Yeah. Is it on the internet? Yeah. Okay.
I love my mother. I love my father.
Okay. Right.
I love my sister.
I'm jealous. No. No, of course not, sweetheart. I get jealous.
I bought this gift.
No, I'll explain. No, it's just like, I wish I win an award. Yeah, it just makes me feel bad that I've never won an award. That's all. Yeah. So no, it's not. I don't hold it against you. Like, I'm just like, yeah. Well, I would. Yeah. But no, you know me, Tara Bennett. Yeah. Why would I? If I would have run, I would have run in the opposite direction if I was going to get jealous of you. It was the opposite. It's like, oh fuck, she's amazing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Tara Bennett won one of these.
I am a rock. Riser.
Yeah. Okay.
And I owe it all to you.
This guy.
I saw a gold ring at the bottom of the river, glinting
Yeah.
at my foolish heart.
Did that creepy Beto try to? Okay.
Oh, my
Yeah.
foolish heart.
Yeah.
Have to go diving.
Okay. Let's see.
Diving into the murk.
No. Okay. But anyway.
From the bottom of the river, I looked up for song, which had shattered in the water. The pieces were rained
Okay.
down like gold rings.
Were you on the shortlist or did you win, Tara?
Danced through my hand.
You won it. You won New Journalist of the Year at the Clarion Awards. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I thrashed and I grabbed.
Yeah, because usually that's the only way to get in to advertising is you have to win an award. Yeah. Yeah. But so Tara Bennett, at the age of 13 or 14, 13, at the age of 13, started writing stuff for a local paper or something. Yeah. High school or like outside of school? Yeah, outside of school. Yeah. Extracurricular writing. Yeah. And this creepy pedo spotted her.
I left my sister too.
Yeah.
Left them standing.
This creepy pedo who worked at Channel 9 before he was fucking capped just recently.
They pulled me out.
Spotted her and went, she is very pretty and very underage. And that's just how I like it. Started grooming her. Started grooming a very young Tara Bennett. Which is disgusting. Yeah. But that award, yeah, and now that guy. And Tara Bennett went like, fuck off, because she's smart. Yeah, and basically, yeah, just, you sort of quit writing as a result. Yeah, and you're like, nah, that's, yeah, I'll come back when I'm older. That's what you thought. Yeah, okay. Did your parent? Nah, you didn't, and you didn't really tell anyone at the time. No, okay. I'm sorry, Tara. Yeah, she's out there. Yeah. Did you win the award and then he got to you, or did he give you the award because he's like, well, I gave you an award, now you got to pay me back? Like, yeah, that's disgusting. Great. Yeah. Yeah.
I love my sister.
Yeah. Okay. But that put her, and then he made it because he was SAS, and so he made a call to this bitch.
Pledge my love. Pledge my love to you.
Yeah, and said to Tara Ford, keep your eyes peeled for Tara Bennett. Because Tara Bennett doesn't have a lot of gratitude. Yeah, she doesn't appreciate what we've done for her, and therefore she must bear the ultimate price, basically. Yeah, and so Tara Ford was already a highly reputed assassin working in media. A Nazi assassin. Because let's look at her background. Yeah, so she's in London. Tara Ford's in London because she's originally from the UK, I think. Oh, no.
Into the blinding light, to the face of the sun. The Midwest sound of the way to San Francisco Bay, to the face of the sun.
Yeah. No, she is originally from Australia. She's originally an Australian. Yeah, she's worked in Melbourne and Amsterdam. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Right. So Tara Ford is still spending time. She's from Australia. And now Tara Bennett's saying she's actually from Queensland as well. So Tara Ford is from Queensland. Yeah. But she's travelled around. So where's that Monash University? Yeah. Okay. She's from Queensland. She grew up in Queensland. This is Tara Ford. Tara Ford grew up in Queensland, moved to Melbourne to study at Monash University, got her first couple of jobs there, and then went to London to work as a creative there. So she hit the big time. But the whole time, so Tara Ford was SAS from the age of 19. Yeah. She committed her first murder at 23. By the age of 29, she committed 72 murders. Because she'd gone to London, and in London, it's murder fucking capital there. London is out of control. And especially when Tara Ford was there. Because you've got all the, yeah. So that's when all the East Germans are starting to flood in. And that's when, because she is, so let's look at this. Okay, so just to refresh your memory. That is what she looks like. Yeah. So she's Tara Ford. The name Ford primarily comes from Old English meaning a shallow river crossing, used as topographic surname for someone living near one, or as habitational name for numerous places named Ford. It also has Irish origins, an Anglicanization of Gaelic names like Magoila and Namath, where the ending was mistakenly thought to mean Ford, and even appeared as a name for the famous car company founder Henry Ford, whose family had English roots. Yeah. Yeah, Old English word for Ford. Irish origins. Yeah. So basically, yeah, it's an Irish surname. So again, he's Tara Ford. And here's Henry Ford. Here's Tara Ford. And here's Henry Ford. I think you can see where I'm going with this. Yeah. They're Nazis. Henry Ford was born in July 30, 1863 on a farm in Springville Township, Michigan. Dowsey was born in sort of the intersection of Ford and Grateful Roads, present-day Dearborn. His father, William Ford, was born in County Cork, in Ireland, to a family that had emigrated from Somerset, England, in the 16th century. His mother, Mary Ford, Lee Littlegot, was born in Michigan as the youngest child of Belgian immigrants. Her parents died when she was a child and she was adopted by neighbors. Okay. Henry Ford's siblings were John Ford, Margaret Ford. That's important because Margaret Ford. So these are his sisters: Margaret Ford, Jane Ford, and he's got a brother called William Ford, and another brother called Robert Ford. But Margaret Ford Yeah. Margaret Ford had one child, Mary Catherine Roddiman. Yeah. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make there is that Tara Ford is kind of related to Henry Ford, and Henry Ford is one of the dodgiest Nazis of all time. And so is Ford Motor Company to this day. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying that, like, the grandchild of someone is responsible for the crimes of the grandparent. Let's just call it, like, fucking supporting background evidence, right? It is a little bit circumstantial. But considering what we know about everyone else involved in advertising and everyone else who's in the SAS, because Tara Ford, look at her career. She's right up there with Barbara Humphries. She's higher up. She makes more money than Barbara Humphries. She makes about 50% more than Barbara Humphries. Yeah, we can. Yeah. So Chief Creative Officer of Droga 5 UKI. That makes her one of the most powerful advertising executives in the world. Yeah. CCO of Accenture Song. Yeah. And that's why she was kind of friendly. She was kind of partial with Keogh, because Keogh was also IRA-ish. He was Irish-ish. But she didn't really like him that much because he did most of his killing for Andromeda. And he wasn't in the SAS. Where Tara Ford was indoctrinated into the SAS from a very young age. Yeah, CCO DDB in 2019. She's a CCO. She's a CD at TBWA. She goes from ECD to CCO in the space of 2 years, which is quite a jump. Yeah, she's WK. She didn't stay there very long. But yeah, all of this experience in London, that whole time, from 1999 to 2004. So that's when Scott Nowell was in Melbourne. So that's where she's cutting most of her teeth on her murderousness. That's where she's cutting her teeth on her murderousness. At the end of her life, she had murdered 724 people, according to Kitty Callahan. 724 people. Yeah. That's Tara Ford. Yeah. And by that we mean she'd either murdered them herself or ordered their deaths. Now, if you remember me saying the other day, when Tara Bennett bought a house, provider house Hobart, and someone rang up her dad and said, "Did you authorize that? Did you buy her that house?" That was Tara Ford that made that phone call. Yeah. "Did you buy her that house, Steve Bennett?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Well, would you have a problem if she disappeared?" He's like, "No." Yeah. That was Tara Ford. Because Tara Ford's been, yeah, like I just said, Tara Ford's had Tara Bennett under surveillance. And it didn't help that both their names were Tara, by the way. She's like, "I don't need another fucking Tara out there tarnishing my brand." Yeah. They think like that. They do. They do think like that. Wait, they've got an Asian? I don't need another Asian out there. I'm the Asian one. Yeah. Wait, they've got a. This is Scott Detrick would think this to himself. Like if another fat dude came into the agency, he's like, "We've already got a fat guy. We've already got a fat one. I'm the fat one." Yeah. So Tara Ford legitimately was thinking, "I don't need another Tara out there who's creative and good at writing." Yeah. So Tara Bennett was on Tara Ford's list since then. Yeah. Compounded by like the fact that creepy other media dude was like trying to root her, trying to rape her, and she said no. And so he made a call to Tara Ford, "Heads up, here's one you might want to keep your eye on." So Tara Ford has tried to kill Tara Bennett 632 times. Yeah. Thwarted half the time via space magic and half the time via the military grade protection that Tara Bennett's had since the age of 15. When intelligence was circulating that she was a target for pedophiles and she resisted them. And like the Australian the AFP and the Australian Criminal Investigation Commission had her under secret protection since then. They're like, okay, she's smart, she's award-winning, she's very pretty, she's going to be a target for predators. Let's keep an eye on her. And then they pick up intelligence saying that the SAS is like putting hits out, like talking about trying to whack her. So they put counterintelligence out there saying like, she's being protected by powers you don't understand, and if you try that, we'll kill you. Yeah. I'm now being told that 27 potential assassins have died in the attempt to kill Tara Bennett. All set by Tara Ford. Yeah. Dog shit. Absolute dog shit. Yeah. Now, Kitty Callahan has been on Tara Ford's radar since 2019 when Kitty Callahan was working at Vogue. And Tara Ford, didn't really know about you before then, did she, Kitty Callahan? And then someone recommended, it's like, oh, who's a good photographer? So what about this chick, Kitty Callahan? And she looked into her and like looked at her stuff, looked at her art, looked at her cool friends. Looked at her art, looked at her cool friends, saw how pretty she was, saw how talented she was, and decided on the spot, I'm going to kill her. I'm going to kill her. Yeah. Tara Ford attempted to murder Kitty Callahan 73 times. But again, now, and because at this stage, they were like, look, they said the same thing. It's like, Kitty Callahan's on the same list, you fucking stupid bitch. You won't get to her. And she knows by now, it's like, oh, fuck, if they say that, they're serious and it's hard. Yeah. Like, you can't get to, I haven't been able to get to Tara Bennett, and so I probably won't be able to get to Kitty Callahan, but I'll try anyway, just in case. Who knows? Yeah, it'll be like a Hail Mary assassination attempt against Kitty Callahan. Like, maybe I'll get lucky, who knows? Yeah. You dumb bitch. Yeah. Now, Mr. Tapscott has been on Tara Ford's radar since before the CV, since his award school application. Around the same time as I was on Matt, because she saw it, at the same time Matt Burton saw it and thought the same thing. Fuck that guy. I fucking hate him. Yeah. I fucking hate this guy. Yeah. And then when the CV came out, she was like, steam coming out of her ears, like the whole bit, And then she read Burnt Out. She's like, oh, fuck, how can I hate him more? How can I hate him even more? Yeah, and I was trying to connect with her on LinkedIn and she just wouldn't accept my fucking connections. Sending her my CV and stuff like that, like trying to get in there. Yeah, and she's like, nah. She just like wouldn't engage with me. And I'm like, oh, what have I done? It turns out she was trying to murder me. Yeah, and then she was watching me. She watched me get a job at SAS. She's like, he would never get a job. And then I got a job at SAS training. And she watched my work now. She's like, fuck, he can never get it. Yeah, he can never get into advertising because if this guy gets into advertising, he'll take all our jobs. And then she saw me get a job at Apparent in Sydney. She saw me go from Melbourne to Sydney, and that made her fucking furious. Yeah. That made her absolutely fucking infuriated. And that's why, because I was doing my best writing because that's the thing, I was living on Riley Street, and I'd take my iPad, and that's why they have such a stick up, the SAS have such a stick up their ass about Mr. Tapscott having an iPad. They hate that I have a tablet. They hate to see me writing on a tablet. In public, at a cafe, writing on a tablet. They fucking hate it. Because they know that that's where I do my best work. Yeah, because she had intelligence, so she had spies report to her that Nick Tapscott lived at Riley Street. Yeah, he lived on Riley Street and he went to get breakfast at Reuben Hills, and he'd go there and drink coffee and write stuff. And Reuben Hills is where I wrote Sunbaked, the one about the spaceship captain and the cookie. And it's also where I wrote Grown Up, the one about the guy like David and Gary David tells Gary to get fucked, and like, yeah, that one, yeah. So she knew that when I went there, and if it was a combination of Nick Tapscott, his iPad, and Reuben Hills, and when I was writing Well Connected stuff there, when I was going there to write Well Connected stuff, articles for Well Connected, and it was like push, blowing up the internet. All of this shit was fucking making her furious. And so she actually, what she did is she got the SAS in there. So the SAS infiltrated Reuben Hills. Reuben Hills was pictures of a bird, but it was actually pictures of a bird, SAS. It wasn't pictures of a bird, Australian Signals Directorate. And so she had SAS agents in there, or soldiers, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, specifically there to stop me from writing stuff. Yeah, they're like, if he's in there and he's writing stuff, like, kick him out, like, basically. Yeah, like, do you want anything else? You've been in there a bit, like, you're just going to order one coffee, like that type of thing. Like, I remember I was in there, and this is straight after the letter to Meredith. I went in there, and I like to have a friendly interaction. Yeah, and she pulled out all the staff who I was friendly with, and made sure that the chumps that went in there instead were really unfriendly and just assholes. Yeah. Yeah, and some guy, like, I'm there, like, writing, and some guy's like, kabang, kabang, stacking glasses up really loudly next to my head. Yeah, employing all of the exorcism stuff. I'm getting fucking Havana syndrome on in there. Yeah, the whole bit. The whole fucking bit. Yeah. Yeah. So that was horrible. So this Chromebook, it drove them batshit nuts. The second time I got out of jail, they knew that I had like $5,000 in my account. It was like a tax return that had come through while I was in prison. And so they're well, and this is where they're still clinging to the delusion that I'm in the SAS. And so they're like, oh, well, go and buy a laptop. And they knew the one they wanted me to get. Go to JB Hi-Fi and buy a laptop. And I went in there, and the one they wanted me to get was like $2,500. And it was hot as shit. And I'm like, well, instead of that, I'll buy this Chromebook for $400 instead. And then they saw me and they realized what it was. It's a fucking tablet. Like, it sits on a desk, and it used to have a keyboard attached to it. It used to have a front-facing keyboard, and then you flop it down. It's like, fuck, he's got a tablet with a keyboard. Fuck. And the SAS was sending in, like, coughing children to Victor Harbour. I did this on purpose. I took the Chromebook out. I was like, well, all right. And I was like sending out feelers going, does anyone have a copy of the letter I sent to Meredith? Because I don't have it anymore. Yeah, there's one thing I haven't brought up yet. And that's that website that I wrote that got taken down. I'll show you. Yeah, anyway. But I had a tablet with a keyboard, and they were like, fuck. And that was her. Like, stop him. Stop him. Yeah. Now, she realized as well that she couldn't kill me. Because obviously, like, yeah, she tried in jail. She tried to have me murdered in jail, like, about 17 times. Yeah. She wasn't across, like, all the dog shit extra stuff. That was Joe Biden, CIA. That was dog shit Joe Biden, CIA, Skull and Bones. Like, keeping me in jail for as long as possible. That was them. But in those jails, the SAS have goons in all of those jails. So I went from, like, I was just supposed to be in Silverwater for 2 months. But I went from Silverwater. She had goons in Silverwater who were ordered to whack me. They didn't. They just didn't do it. And then John Morini, they had goons in there who were ordered to whack me. And again, they just didn't do it. Yeah. And at Clarence and at Kempsey, yeah. They had goons everywhere. Yeah, like, if you see that Nick Tapscott guy, take him out. Yeah. And it didn't happen. Yeah, so some shit. Yeah, Anna Wellington. Yeah, she had goons there as well. Yeah, so when I got this book and I was writing on it, they're like, fuck. And the reason it doesn't have a keyboard now is because that Tara Ford, via Telstra goons, hacked the keyboard so it wouldn't work. Yeah, so I just threw it away. But I kept the Chromebook. I just threw the keyboard away. Because it's just a tablet. That's it. This is just a case. That's all it is. That's the actual computer. Yeah. It drives them spastic that I still have this. Especially considering that it's counter-tagged. It's technology constructed by fucking Mossad to counter-hack you fucking dog shit bitch. Can she hear me from hell? All the time. Yes, she can. Yeah. Yes, she can, Mr. Tom's going, oh, this is for you, Tara Ford. And one more. because I don't think you're taking me seriously yet. Yeah. That's gonna hurt. Yeah. Yeah. So that, yeah. So when I was in Victor, I was putting feelers out. I was like, does anyone have the letter to Meredith? And then cool. Like, he's lost it. He won't get it back. Yeah, no one's gonna send it to him. Auntie Meredith does definitely not send it to him. Cool. And so what I did is, all right, that's all right. So I took that Chromebook out into the streets of Victor Harbour, into cafes, and started just rewriting it from memory. So I'll rewrite the whole fucking letter from memory. And I was about a quarter of the way through. Like, oh, fuck. And they sent goons in like, yeah, coughing children and shit. And I'm like, all right, is this where you live? Like, on a Google Maps, it was like, oh, no. It's like, cool. Well, I'll be there later tonight anyway. So, yeah, good thing, because that's where I'm going. I'm going later then. I'm going there later tonight. So it's lucky you don't live there. All right, but anyway, yeah, no harm, no foul. Right. Yeah, so it's swinging around the clock. Yeah. Now, this website. So fixed on the light that guide him to go, guide him to down home. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my old web address, nicktabscott.com. Now, that was the website that I wrote in 2022 or 2023. And I poured so much fucking time and effort into that. I'm so pissed off that, like, I wish someone had just sort of whispered to me, like, Nick, this website is going into the garbage, so don't bother putting too much effort into it. Because I literally worked on it for like 2-3 weeks straight. Like, I'd wake up at 6 a.m. and work on it until midnight. And it's like, oh, fuck. Like, doing the mobile site. And it was all my life's work, all in the thing. And I had to, like, take screenshots of fucking articles and stuff and chuck it all in there. Yeah. Because otherwise, like, if I knew it was just going to go in the trash, I just would have done this one. Like, yeah. And that's why I did this one. Oh, shit. Like, this one is not a work of art at all. It's just what it does, you know what I mean? Like, I did this one with AI in about an hour. Like, it's like, yeah, just chuck whatever up there. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Because, yeah, I didn't want that to happen again. Because I was like, fuck. And then, like, yeah, when I went to Perth, like, Squarespace basically fucked me around, and I couldn't recover it because I couldn't pay for it. I couldn't log in. I lost all my login details. Yeah, I lost the 2-factor authentication because I lost the phone. I lost access to that email address. Boo. Anyway, that website that I did, the old nicktabscott.com, because I revamped my website. I was having trouble getting work. I was like, well, I better fix my website. And this is after I got stitched up at fucking Telstra. And that was Chris Stewart, who partially stitched me up at Telstra. This is after I got stitched up at Airtasker. And so this is in 2022, it was after my mum died. This is after I, yeah, fuck you, Joe. Is he still in hell? Yeah, eat shit. Cool. Yeah, so this is after 2021, like when the turbos were like, and I've walked around doing pictures of a bird and gone broke, and I'm flat broke, and I'm like, well, and everyone's sort of saying the same thing. It's like, well, no, now you're Jesus guy. You're Jesus guy now, Mr. Chubscott. Don't forget, everyone, that I'm richer than you. Okay, everyone's getting that message. Yeah, don't forget, Mr. Chubscott. Yeah, they're like, all right, no, you're not advertising guy anymore. you're the SAS/secret agent weapon, and you don't work for money, you don't do writing stuff. That's not you. You're not a writer. You're a Jesus guy. That's it. That's all you are. Yeah. And I'm like, no, well, fuck you, because apparently, like, being an SAS guy or a secret agent doesn't pay fucking anything, and I still need to pay rent. So I'm going to keep writing. And that was grinding their gears every time I was out there, like, trying to get work. They're like, no. But they could still hang shit on my old shitty website because I hadn't updated it in so long, and I'd just been skating for years on my prestige. Just by I'd send my resume out and then bring me in for meetings. Like, well, okay, well, you're charismatic in the meeting, so we'll hire you. And then I'd work there for 3 weeks. Oh, you said, someone said, good morning, Nick. And you said, I'm great, thanks. So you're fine. Yeah. And then that shit would keep happening. Yeah. Which is the same thing that happens to all of us. Yeah. Kitty Kyle and Tara Bennett. Yeah. All of us. Yeah. All of us. Yeah. Yeah, so I was skating on that, so I just hadn't needed to update it. But then for the first time in years, I started having trouble getting work. And that was because in the background, the SAS, especially Tara Ford, led by a coalition within advertising, led by Tara Ford, was saying, no one fucking hire that guy. No one fucking hire him. Because before that, I was getting work, like, there were, like, weak spots here and there. They were sort of like, he's a threat to us, but not a major threat. Because they still had their own. They're all murdering each other the whole time. Because, some guy just did a campaign that's won like 1 million awards. Well, fuck. So I was just some dog shit copywriter. Like, I was just making like $100,000 a year. To them, they're all making like nearly $1 million a year. I'm not on the award scene. I'm not doing TVCs. I'm just a web writer. And so that they can kind of tolerate that. They still want to kill me, but I'm not their highest priority. And I've still got like a piece of shit website. It's just like the same website I'd had since like 2011 or whatever. It was all right. So I had time on my hands. I couldn't get hired anyway because she put the word. I was like, fuck. Yeah, because after the letter to Meredith exploded the internet, and I've done it. This is the second time I've done it. And after the turbo swooped in, and everyone saw me walk around and go like, fucking hell, that's walk around guy. That's Jesus guy. He's got space powers or whatever. Everyone saw that. Tara Ford's like, there's no way we can let him work anywhere in advertising ever again. Yeah. Yeah, don't let him write. Don't even let him work for Telstra. Don't let him write anything. Like, she heard that I was writing chatbots at Telstra. She's like, nah, I want him out of that role. Get him the fuck out of there. Yeah, I don't want him there. Yeah. Especially because that was the time when I bought a fucking BMW. I was cruising around in a fucking sick BMW. And doing long distance driving, which they fucking hated. Because they're like, well, that's an issue. Yeah. We can't do long distance driving. Yeah. So I redid my website and I put like fucking, yeah, like I said, I put like 75 hours into that fucking thing and I made it perfect. It was all my life's work. It was all the ad work like, that I had stashed here and there. And like, it was a head fuck. Like I had to try and find files and I was screenshotting stuff. And I even like had to commission art directors. It's like, oh, look, I lost the originals of this ad, but I can recreate it. So I had to engage art directors to rebuild it. I had to pay money again. Like it cost like, I had to hire an art director. It cost like fucking $600. And I was broke because I wasn't working. Then when I got that fucking website live, it exploded the world again. I was like, oh, fuck. Fuck. Yeah, and I was like, oh. Yeah, the whole, yeah, everyone was like, fucking, yeah, fucking. And Tara Ford, that was like a red rag to a bull. That was like a red rag to a bull on her red rags. Because maybe she was a cow instead. Maybe she's on a period. Because chick's right. Yeah. Yeah, all of them. Oh, fuck. I fucking hate this guy. Yeah, all of them. Especially the monkeys. Especially Scott Nowell. And especially Scott Detrick. And especially Mark Green. Mark Green fucking hit the roof. Because Mark Green himself. Yeah, Mark Green himself, he saw it and he was like, fuck that guy. And they realize now that they can't kill me. They've been trying for years. We can't kill him. And then what happens straight after that? And like, yeah, they put a blanket order out that basically says anyone that hires Nick Tapscott will get murdered. We'll kill him. We'll kill them. We'll kill everyone on the hiring team, and we'll kill you. If you hire him, we'll kill him. That was him that put it out. Because Mark Green.
Papa get the rifle from his place above the French doors. They're coming from the woods, oh, they're coming from the woods. And Mama, you're running too, oh, my Mama, you're running too. Mama, you're running too, oh, my Mama, you're running too. Brother, I'm so sorry to watch the paintings burn. And I've been holding on to the gold when letting go free my hands. And I've been tying your tongue in a knot. Oh, I've been tying your tongue in a knot to wrap this death, in a sheet. And Papa get the rifle from its place above the French doors. They're coming from the woods, oh, they're coming from the woods. And Mama, you're running too, oh, my Mama, you're running too. Mama, you're running too, oh, my Mama, you're running too. Brother, I'm so sorry to watch the paintings burn. And I can't have those dirty pads down there carpet anymore. No, I can't have the dirty pads down there carpet anymore. There were too many heavy boots, there were too many heavy boots, there were too many heavy boots, and there were too many big black boots, and there were too many little brown shoes. Marshall. So I'm counting it to the sky, oh, I'm counting it to the sky. I'm counting it to the sky, oh, I'm counting it to the sky.
Green is originally Irish. That's not his family. But you see the colour scheme there, green and white. Now we'll explain that colour scheme. So Mr. Tapscott, Paul Atreides is green and black. Yeah. Because Mr. Tapscott is... So green, yellow is Kitty Callahan. Green is Kitty Callahan with water. So green is a Jesus Christ achievement. So that's achieving something for Jesus Christ. Paul Atreides is green and black. Because Paul Atreides achieved something for Jesus Christ, but it's dark. It's a dark achievement. It's the dark side. Because Paul Atreides, like, fucking wipes out. Like, yeah, he starts a war. Paul Atreides starts a war that kills billions of people. So he's green and black. Green and white is a Jesus achievement on the light side. And that's why it's traditionally the color of the Catholic Church. Because, like, they always think that, oh, we're doing the right thing. It's God's wishes that no one swears, no one drinks. That 100 million fucking South Americans are wiped out by smallpox spread by our conquistadors. And also, the Pope is a great idea. And also, the fucking Spanish Inquisition is awesome. Yeah, so the Spanish Inquisition, they would be green and white. That's the Spanish Inquisition. That's Ireland. That's why it's Irish colours. It's basically Irish Catholic Nazi colours. That's what it is. Green and white is Irish Catholic Nazi. Mark Green is Irish Catholic Nazi, but more specifically, IRA. Mark Green is effectively the brainchild of Hamas. He's like, how can the IRA and the Irish Catholic Nazis, and indirectly the East German Stasi Nazis, because they're the original Nazis, they're the original Roman Catholic Nazis, get a foothold in the Middle East and fight Jews in Israel. Now, so Mr. Tapscott's website goes live. Mr. Tapscott's website goes live and everyone shits their fucking pants around the world. And I remember checking the analytics and checking the audiences, and you can see, it's like, well, where are the viewers coming from? They were coming from Langley, Virginia. They were coming from Berlin. They were Munich and Berlin. That's where they were coming from. There was a lot of them in Sydney, and there are a lot of them in Ireland and South Africa. That's where the viewers were coming from. And it was all this network. It was this network lighting up, going, fucking this fucking cunt. This fucking cunt. And also, they now suspected, or they knew for sure, actually, because Mossad had put their head up and said, like, he's under, he works for us. Because everyone's clamoring over who Mr. Tapscott works for. Everyone's clamoring over who Mr. Tapscott works for. So, he's SAS, and he's also DARPA, and he's DARPA's tech, but he's also CIA, and also Australian Signals Director at Pictures of a Bird Specialist. Plus this, and the ADF, he's ADF reservist, working for $0. We'll come back to that in a second. He's all these things. So that's Mark Green. Yeah, and then after, Mossad knew that my mum was murdered. They didn't tell me, but they knew it. They're like, fuck that. Well, that's highly suspicious. Looked into it. It's like, yeah, sure enough, it was McGrath. McGrath, Australian Signals Director at Faction, murdered her. Yeah. And the Australian Criminal Investigations Commission as well, because now I'm fucking red hot, and they're running interference on basically everything. Yeah. They've got like roads blocked off and shit. Yeah. They've got like roadblocks and stuff around my house. Yeah. So they're like monitoring the approaches of both the back door of my apartment and the front door of my apartment. Yeah. Just to keep tabs on everyone. Yeah. Yeah. They've got military personnel in the fucking cross there specifically to guard me. Yeah. They got plainclothes IDF. Special forces. Yeah. Krug McGrath specialists ready to jump out and fucking snap someone's neck if they fucking come within, like if they try and attack me physically. Yeah. Yeah. So around the time my mother died, and I got fired from air task, and so okay, so yeah, they're going to start, if they can't get to him, so they're going to start murdering his family. Right. Mossad put the word out. It's like, all right, Mr. Tapscott is being protected by Israel, and he's being protected by Mossad. So fuck off, back off, you fucking spastics. You know how fucking, because every intelligence service in the world is scared of Mossad. Yeah, so back off, you fucking spastics. Yeah. So I publish my new website. Mark Green sees it. Mark Green shits his pants. They all shit their pants. Worldwide, they shit their pants. They're like, fucking look at this, fuck. And it was all this work that I had no idea that I'd done. Because I'd never been on any award circuits or anything like that. And I just quietly like collected it over the years. I'd do like one or two good things a year, which no one would really see, but I'd have it. I'd have the files. No one would really talk about it because Campaign Brief wouldn't publish anything about it. No one would talk, like I couldn't get any press about it. No one would get out there and go, because all of these guys, yeah, they're victims of their own egos. Because they all get out there and they all PR the shit. Whenever they publish work, they put it into they do a case study. They'll spend $10,000 on a case study, professionally cut like video, get it into every award in the world, win, go around all the award shows, get fucking press coverage in all the fucking media magazines, Campaign Brief, Ad News Australia, fucking Campaign in the United States, Little Black Book in the United Kingdom. But Mr. Tapscott has never done any of that. And so when he publishes this website that's full of this work that's fucking mind-blowing, according to Kitty Callahan, she's like, yeah, that was fucking sick, bro. Yeah, it was fucking sick. And don't worry, we'll get your website back for you. Cool, thanks. And the headline I had on it was like, arm yourself with a wordsmith and Wesson. And fuck, that line made them shit their pants. So I was like, fucking that line, fuck you. Yeah. Mark Green, and then after that, he's like, right, he puts an order out that says no one fucking hire Nick Tapscott. If they do, we'll kill him. And Tara Ford's in the background, like, yeah, I back that. Yeah, I say second, yeah, they all are. Like, yeah, fuck that guy. And they also know that I'm going fucking broke because they've turned off the tap. They tried the Hillary Badger thing. Hillary Badger saw the website and fucking nearly was crying. Like, yeah, not nearly crying, but was crying. It was crying. Yeah, what a bitch, right? Yeah. They know they've turned off the tap. They know I'm going fucking broke. Yeah. They know I've got a car, like I'm driving around a BMW, I've got a car loan. They know I've got credit cards. And so they're like, okay, cool. Well, it's only a matter of time before he's dead. He's dead in the water. Because no one's going to hire him. Yeah. But in the meantime, I finally get it. They try to restrict my access to Centrelink. They make phone calls in the background. It's like, oh, they've got SAS have insiders in Centrelink. They're trying to thwart my every attempt to get on benefits and stuff like that. Yeah, they're trying to fucking thwart. They're trying to get me like, it's like, oh, I want Centrelink, and they're like, no, you can't have it because you've got too much money in the bank. I still had like $5,000 or whatever. They're like, cool, he's going broke, he won't get Centrelink. But when I got down to zero, they kicked me out of my apartment, and because I had secret turbo web support as well. I published that website, everyone fucking shits their pants. He puts the order out like, don't fucking hire him. I get kicked out of my apartment around the same time. I get a new, better apartment. I get on Centrelink, and Centrelink says, like, all right, how about you start your own business? We'll pay you the same amount of money to start your own business. Yeah, we'll pay you the same amount of money. Like, we'll give you a Centrelink benefit, and then any money that your business earns, you'll make money. And so as a freelancer, I've already got an ABN, so that's easy. It's like, well, I'm already doing that. So I just like jump through a few hoops, qualify for this thing, and I'll end up making a shit ton of cash. But they're like, all the monkeys, all those fucking dog shit losers are confident now that I can't be touched. That I can't get a job. No, he's out of the industry. He's dead. He's dead in the water. He'll just fade away. That's it. He'll have to move back to South Australia with his parents. That's it. Like, yeah, and then we'll kill him there or whatever. We won't even have to bother. Yeah, he'll kill himself. yeah. But they weren't counting on Think Smart Marketing. Because Think Smart Marketing, quietly in the background, had been a B2B marketing agency. It was, yeah. And quietly, I worked on that, yeah. Had been a B2B marketing agency, like just doing like stuff for big tech. And so like and big banks and things like that. So it doesn't show up on any budgets. Like, they don't spend their marketing budgets. They're not big above the line consumer-facing marketing campaigns. They're small. They still pay well, but they're small B2B. So it's like Combank marketing to Adobe, shit like that. It's like enterprise level stuff. And so it's all hidden in the corporate jargon. Yeah. They don't even have their own office. So they don't even have their own agency. It's like they've got desks in another agency. So their street address looks like the address of another business, which is a startup, like a tech startup. So they're not on any radars. And Mr. Tapscott goes to work there as a freelancer at his freelance rate of $500 a day. Oh no, I was actually charging. No, I was getting more. I worked on all this stuff. Yeah, I was actually getting more. Yeah, I was getting $650 a day. Yeah, I was getting $650 a day to work for them. $650. Yeah, 650 times 5. I was working 4 days a week at $650 a day. So $1,300 times 2, $2,600 a week just from them, and then getting Centrelink on top of that, which was about $450, $500. So I was making about $3,000 a week. And when they found that out, because I got the Henry app, and Henry was dog shit. Henry was dog shit pictures of a bird, Silicon Valley tech Nazis. The SAS had spies in there, so they knew how much I was making. And then that is when this come. That is when this fucking spastic said, okay, what can we do to send a fucking message to Nick Tapscott and Mossad that Nick Tapscott must not make money? And that's when he came up with the idea to attack a fucking music festival. I started working at Think Smart Marketing I started working at Think Smart Marketing in September. October 7, Hamas attacks a music festival and the rest of Israel. That was a direct response to Mr. Tapscott getting a job in an agency. That was Mark Green of the SAS that thought of that. That was his idea. That was his brainchild. And they ran it exactly like a creative campaign. It was like, all right, well, problem. We've put an order out saying Nick Tapscott is not to work in advertising. He's working in advertising. How are we gonna respond to this? Because we can't get to him, but what else could we do? Yeah, and so that's where the flying, like, we could fly like fucking ultralight aircraft in. Yeah, to amuse. Yeah, we'll target a rave specifically, and that was Scott now because he had the bug up. He had the stick up his ass about Mr. Tapscott working in dance music. So I'll fucking shoot up a rave. I'll shoot up a rave. Let's do that. Let's take hostages. Yeah. Let's attack all these kibbutzes. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. That's all these ideas. It was just a big brain dump. It was like, okay, cool. Send it to Hamas. Hamas put it into action. Yeah. That's why. That's why Scott Green, the Australian SAS, ordered, conceptualized, and then ordered the October 7 attacks in Israel. That was them. That was the monkeys.
Went down there.
If you're watching No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr. Tapscott. Mr. Tapscott is going to be fucking rich, all right? This is why. If you fucking try and get in, if you do some dog shit like the October 7 attacks to stop me from getting an income, you are a fucking terrorist. If you, you're in the same camp as Hamas and the October 7 terror attacks. Because the October 7 terror attacks was a message to Mr. Tapscott and everyone else saying Mr. Tapscott is not allowed to have an income. Mr. Tapscott is not allowed to have money. If you stand between me and an income, you are as bad as them, and we will treat you exactly the same way we treated Hamas and we treated the fucking monkeys when the time finally rolled around. And that is why I've had to pretend to be a fucking broker. And literally be a broker. Because it's to protect everyone else. And so now Kitty Khan is like, this is why you need to appreciate Mr. Tapscott. Because Mr. Tapscott has fucking hated his life for the last 4 years. He has to pretend to be broke. He has to pretend to be homeless. He's had to literally be homeless. He's had to go to jail for a year. Because in the background, if he succeeds publicly, like if he gets a job that pays money, Hamas or another terror organization will stage a fucking terrorist attack and start shooting civilians dead. So that's why Nick Tapscott has had to go to jail. And that's why Nick Tapscott has had to be broke. And he fucking hates it. He fucking hates it. Yeah. So you need to show your appreciation. You don't need to give him money. No, you don't. You do not need to give Nick Tapscott money for that. But if you get in the way of Mr. Tapscott getting an income now, you're fucking dead. You're a terrorist and you're fucking dead. And just for that, we're playing Google Maps. Just as a punctuation. Yeah.
Back home.
Because Harvey Norman is an SAS front. The SAS is a front for Hamas. So fuck you, Harvey Norman, and fuck you, JB Hi-Fi.
The sun never shines, and we shiver when the north wind blows. Little girl, what have I done that makes you treat me this
Nah, bear with you. Bear with us.
You have called me to weep. You caused me to mourn. You caused me to leave my home. In the pine, where the sun never shines, we shiver. North wind blows.
A thermobaric weapon, also known as a fuel. A thermobaric weapon, also known as a fuel-air explosive. A thermobaric weapon, also known as a fuel-air explosive (FAE) weapon. A thermobaric weapon, also known as a fuel-air explosive (FAE) weapon, is a type of explosive.
You've been watching No Pictures and Better podcast by Mr. Tapscott. I'm Mr. Tapscott. I'd like to thank my very special guest today, Aldous Harding, represented here by this skull. You're next.